How would you know that a ball is being thrown at you? Oh,
So bowling is underarm, wickets are of metal. So there are color combinations. Bowler before delivering has to ask, ready bat? Then batsman has to say yes. And then bowler before delivering has to say play. Felicitated by Prime Minister, meeting all the presidents from Pranab Mukherjee to Govind and Madam Draupadi Murmu, and met many other dignitaries, not only public representatives, even celebrities tweeted about our cricket team's achievement. My uncle and dad said, if you stay in your village, nobody will look at you. If you live in Bangalore, work hard, come up in life, everybody will look at you. Entire world will see you. We should not lobby, we should not push governments and bodies to recognize them. They should automatically, it should become a policy. A lot of employers are sympathetic on visually impaired, but when it comes to giving jobs, they are very reluctant. So my Guruji, Swami Nirbayananda Saraswati, always tells, if any blind has failed, it is not because of his blindness or her blindness. It is because of the societal system and the support system, and also by the blind himself or herself. Technology makes things easy for you. It makes possible for us.
some stories don't just inspire us, they change the way we see the world. Today's guest is one such story. He was born with a visual impairment, but instead of seeing it as a weakness, he turned it into strength. And through hard work, courage, and belief, he built something that even those with perfect eyesight couldn't imagine. Dr. Mahantesh G. Kivadasannavar is the chairman of the Indian Cricket Association for the Blind. He is the former president of World Blind Cricket and the founder chairman of Samarthanam International. He is also the founder and managing trustee of Samarthanam Trust for the Disabled. Because of his vision, blind cricket in India rose from small dusty grounds to World Cup victories. Because of his passion, thousands of people with disabilities found hope, respect, and opportunity. He's been honored by the Prime Minister of India and the Vice President of India and many such dignitaries. But the biggest honor is the love and respect by those whose lives he has touched. His work proves one simple truth: you don't need sight to have a vision. Today, we are honored to hear not just from a change maker, but from a man who taught an entire generation that sight is limited, but vision infinite. Please welcome the truly inspiring Dr. Mahantesh. Namaste, sir. Welcome to Happy Alien Life.
Namaste, Aavriti. I'm very honored to be a part of this wonderful initiative of yours. Happy Alien Life. What a nice name.
Thank you so much. So let's begin from the beginning. Where were you born?
I was born in a village called Neginhal. It's part of Belgaum district from Bailhongal Taluk. So I was the first child of my generation. So coming from a very progressive, dynamic joint family, my birth was celebrated. It was a jubilation to the entire village.
Oh, wow.
Because both parents came from the same village. So more than half of the village were our relatives.
And you said you were the firstborn of the family.
Correct. I have 16 cousins, including my 3 more siblings, total 16 cousins. So they all look up to me. I'm their elder brother. I'm their kind of go-to person.
Yeah, so how did you then get into cricket?
So I was very fascinated by the cricket commentary of late 70s and early 80s. Without understanding a single word what the commentator was speaking, the voice modulation, the intonation, or whatever you say, it really fascinated me. And cricket is a religion in our country. So my uncle and my neighbor, one uncle was there, Matihalli. So they both motivated me to listen to cricket commentary. They had a selfish interest. They wanted me to tell the scores every day evening. So I had to narrate the story. So that helped me to learn English and Hindi, though I went on to do my masters in English and MPhil. But most English came from that amazing cricket commentary. And after a while, my neighbors started teaching how to play, how to hold the bat, how to bowl overarm, and how to swing the bat. They bowled underarm. Ball came rolling to me in 79, 78, 79, 80. So cricket continued to be a part of my life. So in a lighter sense, I always tell, I can leave everything for cricket. I can only live in cricket.
And what a journey it has been from, playing cricket when you were a kid to becoming the chairman of the Cricket Association for the Blind in India, and also, the president of World Blind Cricket. Can you take us through that journey?
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic journey. I played every role possible as a street player, gully player, playing at the courtyard of the house, then coming to school, playing with the friends. Then subsequently in 1990, when we had a competitive cricket, I was the captain of my team. Till 1990, there was no cricket competition for the blind.
Yeah.
So I was a captain till 94. I played. Then I joined the organizing group. And when they decided to move on, and fortunately they asked me and my childhood friend SP Nagesh, would you guys take this game forward? So being cricket lovers, cricket maniacs, we jumped and grabbed the opportunity without realizing many challenges which we would be facing. But amazing. So it's been a very, very enriching experience. Formed Cricket Association for the Blind in India in 2010, 2011. And ever since 2010-11, it's another stage of life. It has taken us to places, as you rightly introduced, felicitated by Prime Minister, meeting all the presidents from Pranab Mukherjee to Kovind and Madam Draupadi Murmu, and met many, many other dignitaries, not only public representatives, even celebrities tweeted about our cricket team's achievement. And being the chairman, I have managed to build a succession plan. Next generation has taken the responsibility forward and they are working very hard. So many youngsters who were players under me and later, they are part of running the game in India and even globally. Our commitment is just not limited to India. So it has taken us places, as I said. Last year, entire Indian men's blind cricket team was in US promoting blind cricket. You will see American blind girls participating in the upcoming World Cup, first T20 World Cup for the blind in November in India. So with all this, I feel very, very proud what cricket did to me. I could do something back in my own way. So occupying at different positions, taking a lot of risks, traveling to different places tirelessly. So cricket has molded me into a very, very confident and responsible individual. It is a team game. So you always think about your friends, your fellow beings, your family. So I have learned so much from cricket. And I thought whatever I learned, I want everybody to get that lesson.
What a remarkable journey it has been. And, as you said, and I have seen, you have been awarded by the Prime Minister and also the Vice President and so many other dignitaries. I really want to ask you, how was that moment when you were, getting that award by our Honorable Prime Minister?
I'm a big, big lover and a fan of our Honorable Prime Minister. It was such a great honor when I met him. He's like a mother. I never felt I was talking to Prime Minister of the country. He made me and our team so comfortable. He spoke to all of us, especially to me. So he knew so much about us, what we do, what I am into. So that is the greatness of a great leader. So he asked what we do, how we are doing, what is our plans. And he appreciated the accomplishment of our team. the way our team won the World Cup, beating Pakistan several times. And he spoke to each of the player in their own language. Like you asked how many languages I know. So he knew little of every language. So there were players from Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Maharashtra. At least a couple of words he spoke to them. That way he made us comfortable. And the experience I had was mind-blowing, very inspirational, and romanchan, what we call, no? So it was he took us to that blissfulness. So I still remember, whenever I remember about it, I get goosebumps. What an honor it was. So in our lifetime, we could have such a dynamic, caring Prime Minister of all human beings.
Yes, sounds like a very, very interesting, a meeting that you had with him. And, I want to ask you this question for people, who have never watched blind cricket. These questions might sound very obvious to you, but not so obvious for people who have never watched it. So, for example, how would you know that a ball is being thrown at you? Oh.
So hearing plays a prominent role in the game, and there are combination of players. There are variety categories. There are 3 categories of blindness: B1, B2, B3. B1 are completely blind, who can't see at all, and B2 are partially blind, who can see up to 3 meters, and B3 are partially sighted, who can see up to 6 meters.
Okay.
4, 3, 4 is a normal combination. So 7 players have some sights, some visibility. They do all the running, boundary line fielding, and wicket keeping, most of the responsibilities. But B1, we have given certain privileges because of their extra disadvantage. 40% of the bowling quota has to be by B1. If it is a 20-over game, minimum 8 overs they have to bowl.
Okay.
If it is 40 overs, 16 overs have to be bowled. And there is a batting circle also. Only B2, B3 cannot bat. B1 has to be there.
Okay.
So like that, the game is very, very professionally planned. Make sure everybody is included, nobody is neglected. And the sound plays a major role. There are some modification. So bowling is underarm, wickets are of metal. So there are color combinations so that partially sighted people will have some capabilities to handle efficiently. So, and there are a lot of audio signals in the game, unlike visuals. So bowler before delivering has to ask, ready bat? Then batsman has to say yes, and then bowler before delivering has to say play. So it has to be this sequence. And first bounce has to be before the middle of the pitch. There will be a center line. First bounce has to be. So like this, there are some minor modifications which would accommodate the needs of visually impaired, so that this game become more exciting and more very entertaining.
Yeah. And what about fielding? How do they field?
Yeah, fielding is normally adjusted. A lot of audio signals are given by the captain, asking the players to go and stand in a field, certain places. And wicketkeeper plays a very, very important role. He or she will be guiding the fielders, which side the ball is going. He will shout the name and tell, go to right, go to left, go step back. So, and even wicketkeeper gives direction to the bowler. Here, 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 clap. So audio signals plays a very important role. And most important requirement is we create a experiential field with threads and all, and give them orientation, how the exact ground is. Where is gully, where is cover, where is point, short leg, forward short leg, long on, long off. So all this third man. So all these orientations are taught in the practice sessions, in the coaching sessions.
So it's a game of precision and
Yeah, lot of precision and huge concentration is important because they have to focus, they have to stay alert, and we always request audience to keep quiet, don't disturb when the ball is moving.
so does the audience listen?
We stop the game if the crowd is not behaving. We tell we'll stop, so then they'll be quiet.
As you said, you have to be very alert. Do you think that makes blind cricketers more intuitive and in life as well because of the game?
Yeah, I think this builds tremendous positive qualities in visually challenged because concentration, attention, staying alert, focused, thinking about the strategy to chase, to defend. So cricket has been a big level playing field for visually challenged.
Yeah. And do you think we'll see IPL for the visually impaired in the future?
Yes, it is. We are discussing about it. It is anytime soon happening.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do it in 2020. Unfortunately, COVID pushed us behind. So hopefully, we will do it in 2026.
And what about the perceptions, especially the parents of blind individuals and when they want to play cricket? Because, there's a general perception in India, it doesn't matter you're blind or you're sighted. Parents don't get very happy when you say, perceptions are changing, of course, that you don't want to be a doctor, an engineer, you want to play cricket. Is that the same?
Yes, as you said, it is slowly changing, but most parents want their children to focus on their future, career, education, skills, what cricket can do for you. So that big question, inhibition is always there. But a lot of them have overcome with their own commitment to the game, their passion to the game.
Yeah.
So they have pursued it very hard. And a lot of them talk very vocal about what their parents said, how they were denied, how they were kept away from, and what cricket has made to them, what difference they have seen because they are cricketers in their family, in their village, in their neighborhood, in their towns. So cricket has made a significant change. But definitely it is challenging, especially when we started promoting cricket for the blind for our girls. So a lot of challenges, parents, including girls themselves, a lot of hardships. But somehow we wanted to do it because some girls wanted to play cricket. They always said, you are very partial, you are not encouraging blind girls to play cricket. So we were discussing for some time. In 2019, we took the bold step and organized first women national cricket tournament in Delhi. Only 7 teams came. It was a harsh winter in December, and unfortunately that CAA had come in, a lot of strikes happened.
Yeah.
But we managed to organize the tournament. We had booked few grounds, they got cancelled. Then some other grounds we had to book. So it's always challenging. Last minute something gets cancelled. And when girls are there, a lot more extra care we have to. In next tournament, the teams got double, 14 states came. And now around 20 plus state have girls team.
So what are the challenges that women athletes face?
Yeah, compared to men,
Yeah.
there are many challenges even in sighted people, but a lot more in visually impaired. One, because they can't see, they themselves are little hesitant. But some of them are very active, they want to. And parents are very reluctant. They are very scared of sending their children out of their house. But when it comes to travel, to go to different cities, different states, they're a lot more worried. And as organizers, we have to take a lot of precautions, safety, security, their travel time. So we have to make extra arrangements and make sure the needs of girls has to be kept in mind. So we involve our women colleagues to look after them because they know their needs, they know the language which they should speak to them. So that way we empower our women folks also.
And that makes me wonder, there are a lot of times, and see, I understand, parents come from a place of care and, they don't want you to go through hardships and all of that. So they come from a very protective space. However, there are a lot of times when sighted people, they are trying to help blind people, and unintentionally they, instead of helping them, they burden them more. Does that happen? Can you tell us, can you bust some myths around blind people?
Yes, so out of love and affection and overprotection, they kind of try to do everything possible to make your life comfortable. By doing so, they curtail, they hurt you. So they don't ask, they speak for you. Because visual impaired can speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So allow them to speak, allow them to express, allow them to talk about their needs, ask for their wants. So we sometimes end up getting overhelped. So that makes you more dependent and parasite. So you should push visual impaired to be as independent as possible. Make them do everything possible by themselves. So that's what we do in Samarthanam. We don't provide any over support to them. We allow them to, ask them to travel in public transport, go on their own, the busy streets of Bangalore and other places. And we make them fly on their own, go to airports, pick up, get the help from the airlines. Very, very supportive. Air travel is the best one. So at least some 1,000 visual impaired must have flown first time because of Samarthanam, because of Cricket Association for the Blind in India. And they catch trains, they catch buses, and they go abroad on their own. So like this, we provide guidance, we give them knowledge, we provide information, but we tell you can do it. Just go. Anywhere you have any issue, pick up the phone and call. We are just a call away.
Yeah. You push for real empowerment, that, be self-reliant. And that's beautiful. Can you tell us some remarkable story where somebody had this, was challenged in a situation, but came out of it very, very beautifully? Or maybe your own story.
Yeah, so talking about my own personal life, as I mentioned, coming from a very progressive joint family, when I was 6 months old, I became blind. That was a big shock. It was very hard for my family to accept, but no choice. They accepted. So then I grew up very well amongst my own huge family, uncles, aunts, grandparents on either side. But when I was about 5 or 6 years old, kids of my age started going to school.
Yeah.
That's when I think the real challenge.
Yeah.
School said, we can't take you because we don't have facility and we can't admit blind child. So that was a big blow to my parents, big blow to me and my family. But after some time, using the influence, I was allowed to go to school, but no admission, no attendance. I was just going and sitting. Because of my own interest, I heard everything what was taught. So that way, I didn't miss anything. But no promotion. What is your future? That question was always haunting my parents. My mother used to sit and cry. I also didn't know what my future is going to be. I thought I'll just be languishing in the family, spending time with my cousins, parents and uncles. But one fine day, a turning point, I was very good in numbers, maths, calculations. Inspector of schools came and asked a question. I stood up and answered it. When he asked me to write it on the board, class teacher told, no, he's blind boy. He just comes and sits in the class. So Inspector of Schools was a very proactive man. He took the initiative of coming to my house, spoke to my dad, said, you are wasting your son's life. You must take him to blind school. There are schools for such kids. That's when in 1979-80, my dad and my uncle started looking schools and found one of the best school, Sri Ramana Academy for the Blind in Bangalore. I'm from Belgaum, so I was brought all the way from Belgaum to Bangalore, about 500 kilometers. Though from the same state, lot of differences. Food is completely different, Kannada dialects are very different. So it was really hard for me, but my uncle stayed with me for 3 months, made sure I adjust. And one thing my uncle and dad said, if you stay in your village, nobody will look at you. If you live in Bangalore, work hard, come up in life, everybody will look at you. Entire world will see you. I still remember. And my sister, when I was coming to the school, she told, you will be alone. You can't read again and again like us. Whatever you hear, must remember. You can't forget anything. So like this, there are many instances. My mother told, if you lose something, somebody takes your shirt or something, don't worry about it. They need that more than you. We can always get you more. So the family upbringing, friends later, the school made me so independent, because in this school, we had to do everything by ourselves. We have to look after our youngsters. Seniors would look after you. They would literally give you a bath. They are also blind people. They would wash your clothes. So you had to wash your juniors as you started growing up, look after the cows, work on heavy-duty corrugation machines. So these skills were imbibed into as children. I think that made me very, very independent. And interacting with children like me who had many, many other challenges, just not blindness, could be economic challenge, social exclusion, family not capable of looking after them, ill treatment. I think that's where I built my compassion. That's where I started thinking about people like me.
Actually, blessed were you to have that gentleman who pushed you to pursue your dream and went to your parents and believed in you. And blessed are those who have you in their life. And you have passed on that kindness and that support to people who really need that. Because can you tell me that one advice parents of blind children, for parents of blind children, they get very nervous, and rightly so, because the society also makes you feel that way. How should they cope up with it rather than getting very nervous about it?
Keeping today's development in mind, the awareness in mind, the facilities in mind, you need not even worry. Blindness is not at all a problem. Yes, it is a challenge. Everyone has a challenge. So blindness can be a boon.
Yeah.
As a parent, look after that child like any other child. Provide all possible exposure. Take them to every possible occasions, family functions, family occasions, celebrations in your hometowns. Travel them along with you and take them to movies. Provide every possible exposure. And give them electronic devices. Lot of audio devices are there. Even during my time, radios, tape recorders were there. Now, lot more. Smartphones, Android phones, laptops. Use them as toys so that you build aspirations in young mind. So never worry, never feel nervous, and never bother that you have a blind child. Look at what many of us have done who are working in very, very senior positions, entrepreneurs, and different professions. So nothing is impossible now. Everything is possible for visually impaired, probably except flying now. And now driverless cars have come, so driving may be difficult. Except few, barring visually impaired, can do most of the responsibilities.
Actually, growing up, what differences do you see? How has India changed when it comes to the perceptions, when it comes to the support, infrastructure, and so many more things? Has it become better?
Absolutely, yes. In the last 30, 40 years, a lot of change. And bigger cities, people are very, very encouraging, more than sympathetic, very encouraging. They are very empathetic. And education has made huge difference of sighted people and even visually impaired, their families. So technology, the good transportation support system, media support, and a lot of social media now. So it is spreading huge awareness. Yes, long way to go. Still many families, either because of overprotective, lack of awareness, or discrimination, many visually impaired still struggle. It is as a responsible organization, Samarthanam and all of us should make sure every visually impaired get opportunity, equitable level playing field, so that they become contributors, they become taxpayers of the country. They should not depend on doles. They should not worry about pension. Government is not increasing my pension. So give them opportunity, help them to realize their innate talent and potentiality. They can do almost everything.
You know, many years ago, when I was traveling through London Underground, I saw this blind gentleman who was traveling in the same coach as me. And I was so surprised. I thought, I think he would need my help. So I kept thinking, I was like, should I go and should I help this person, get out of the train and help him? But I was so amazed by the system there. So there was this person who knew at the train station that a blind person has boarded this train, this coach, and they will get out at that station. There was a person to escort them. It was so wonderful. And at that time I thought, I wish India had something like that. But that was many years ago. Does India have something like that now?
I have personally enjoyed that service, what you said, in London. Great system they have. And as you said, you were either to help them, ask them, or what. But what beautiful system. I think it is part of their academics.
Yeah.
In England, especially in London, when you are holding the cane and walking, people ask, do you need my arm? And when you enter the tube station, if you go to the inquiry, they will provide you assistance. When they put you in the coach, they inform the boarding station where you would deboard. Someone will come and take you out of the coach and drop you where you want to go, out of the station. So I don't know, to be honest, because I have not traveled alone in India, because we are blessed with a lot of people. People always take you around. But a lot of compassionate people are there in India. Public have been supportive, because when I was traveling all by myself in India during my college days, I always got help. So with probably little sight I have, I could spot people and ask openly. Out of 100 people I asked, 80, 90 people always extended their helping hand. So I'm sure, because our metros are equally good, I'm sure that system is there. I keep hearing once in a while, I got help, I received support. A lot of my visually impaired friends talk about it. But I must experience this, as you said, so I'll personally go and do it.
And as we talk about technology and accessibility, how have things changed technology-wise? I mean, are there any specific apps and tools that have made a major impact?
Yes, I think I would like to give big thanks to those who have developed technology, keeping us in mind, developing accessible technology, inclusive technology, especially for visually challenged like me. Any audio outputs are fantastic, are a big support. So smartphones, Apple, Android phones, they all have TalkBack, Siri in Apple phone, and laptops have screen reading softwares, desktops have screen reading softwares, and a lot of applications are made accessible. So in Samarthanam, we strongly believe technology is the biggest enabler. And if it is developed accessible, it doesn't discriminate. And in a lighter sense, I always tell, technology makes things easy for you. It makes possible for us. So a couple of years ago, there was a gentleman visiting us from US, completely visually challenged. I asked him, what do you do in Wells Fargo? He said, I head risks and compliances.
Wow.
So that is the power of technology. And I'm sure you must have heard of David Blunkett, who was the Home Minister for Britain, completely visually challenged. Stevie Wonder, Elton John, how they have used technology. And there are many senior people in different corporates and students. In Samarthanam, they all use technology for their studies. They book their own vehicles, Uber, Ola. They use phone to transact all their banking transactions. They do it through their mobile apps. They shop. They go to Amazon, Flipkart and get what they want. So it has really made the life of visually impaired very independent and has raised the quality of living of their.
Now, as you said, you rely a lot on audio. Do you sometimes get sick of it? You know, this overconsumption of sounds and just emails and messages, and do you feel that way?
I've been enjoying it because and variety of sounds. So we manage different audio outputs, audio voice, few male, few female, different accents, British accent, US accent, so that you get to enjoy variety of sounds, music. So your ears become very alert and you enjoy every sound you hear.
So, as they say, many public spaces claim to be accessible, but is it really accessible?
For blind, I still feel accessibility is not very well conceived, because most of the time when you talk about accessibility, ramps, lifts and all, yes, they also help us. A lot of audio signals, different audio signals. You must have seen in England signals. When you press the button, it gives you a different beep.
Yeah.
Some of the offices give different beeps. Some of the museums have audio descriptions. So what I was astonished in US, visually impaired were traveling, walking on their own all over, putting earpods, listening to the audio description of the surroundings. They were holding the cane, no doubt, but they were not asking anybody.
Wow.
So that was amazing. And certain curbs before the steps start. Major fear for me is steps going down, I can't see at all. So if you give some indication before steps starts, both for your legs and also partially sighted people, you have a contrast colors. So like that, if you can come out with a few more accessible features, the life of visually impaired will be very, very nice. And living spaces, schools and colleges, workspaces have very little modifications, have reasonable accommodations, so that they don't depend, so they don't ask for help repetitively.
And people often assume that blindness means, I'll reframe that. People often assume that blindness means complete darkness, but you can feel light in different degrees, right?
Yes, absolutely. So blindness is only, you can't see, but you can feel a lot of things.
Yeah.
So you can hear, you can smell, you can touch and feel. See, many important things are not seen. So you feel them. So success, happiness is all felt, right? So a lot of things you can feel through your inner vision, through your inner sight.
Yeah. So I think somebody was telling
and
me.
as you said, they can feel whether the weather is pleasant, whether it is warm, without seeing, by feeling the hot and cold degree. And if it is very bright light, even the not natural light, even the artificial light, you feel very warm, then you understand that there is something. When you are walking, if there is a big wall in front of you, you feel something is blocking your way. So you feel that action.
So what about at night then, when the light is not too strong? Is it more difficult?
Not really, because it's one the same. So only the degree of heat is not there. It's more pleasant. So yes, we get to feel the difference, but not much to worry about.
And what about, so as the chairman of the Cricket Association for the Blind in India, you have had pushed these initiatives. Can you tell us a little bit about them? Like one was the women's cricket team.
Yeah, so Cricket for the Blind is a fantastic personal journey. As I mentioned, played multiple roles, many roles, every role possible. But it is a very challenging responsibility. At every step, there were challenges because there is no planned resources available for you to build the team, build the game, take the game to the next level. You have to plan everything from the scratch at every step. Even now, when we wanted to build women cricket 2019, I mentioned how hard it was. Getting money is the biggest challenge because they don't get mileage. And some people say we can give you money, but we don't want to take mileage out of. So like this, there are many reasons why they don't want to give. I always tell them, find one reason how you can help us. So we had to constantly meet people, talk to people, motivate people, and try to identify how they can help you. There are people who want to help, who want to support, but unless you reach, they won't support you. So a lot of media has to talk about it, and so a lot of awareness needs to be generated. And like now we are talking about the first T20 Women World Cup. I don't know what are the challenges we are going to face, but we are committed. Every such big events, we have faced many challenges. Not only funding, getting the ground, getting teams like Pakistan to India when we did. Now we are working on getting American blind girls to come to India. It's a mammoth task because cricket did not exist there, and blind didn't know what cricket at all is. So many of them had not even heard of the game. So taking that challenging task, Samarthanam always want to do something new, want to do something first, and always want to do best.
You have been the president of the World Blind Cricket, and you have interacted with people from different countries. So I would want to know, what is the difference between, let's say, the Indian blind cricket team and English blind cricket team, or Australian cricket team, or American cricket team, especially in terms of management, facilities, money earned, or systems in place, and also attitudes?
Yeah, a lot of questions, but very interesting. Yeah, they're all amazing people, very good friends. Countries like Australia, England, especially England, get full support from England Cricket Board for Blind Cricket England and Wales. They get every possible support, like the similar gears, similar accommodation support, coaching. Australia, on and off, yes. Of late, they have started getting it. And South Africa and few other countries struggle too. And India, when we took up in 2010, 2011, there was very limited or no support. So management in India, it is completely by the ex-cricketers and visually impaired. That is a mandate because we know what we want. And we have done everything possible to our players. First focus is to create a winning team.
Yeah.
Everybody loves to celebrate the success. Everybody wants to be a part of the winning team.
Yeah.
So first focus was to build a winning team because till 2012, India had not won a single World Cup. South Africa had won the first World Cup. And parallelly, we worked on creating better facilities. Year on year, we kept creating better facilities, providing them equal support like how other countries get. Though we don't get support from BCCI financially and government, thanks to few corporates who have been supporting us consistently. We have provided best of the accommodations, hire good grounds, turf wickets for them to practice and to organize tournaments, and also provide them. I think we are the only country we have got them consistently cash prizes. We have got cash prizes and award doesn't come by themselves. You know how it is. We have really pushed ourselves very hard. I don't say lobbied. We made people who are in those positions that these are also cricketers. They also deserve recognitions, awards, cash prizes, and jobs. So all that we have managed to achieve, but still we want to achieve more. I appeal through you, governments and sports bodies, BCCI listens to, come forward and extend more support so that we can provide more opportunities to more visually impaired, both men and women cricketers in India.
So, what's the most meaningful way to measure the impact of initiatives by CABI, the Cricket Association of Blind?
Yeah, a few of the important successes I would like to mention. I feel very proud. Last year, our ex-captain Ajay Kumar Reddy received Arjun Award, first visually impaired to get that honor. And earlier captain was honored with Padma Shri in 2017. And states like Orissa has given jobs to all the players of that state, both men and women, government jobs. On one single day, 15 visually impaired cricketers, men and women, got jobs. So last month, a player from Tamil Nadu, Maharaja, he was just mentioning last week when he was here playing against South Africa, he received a cash prize of 15 lakhs, and also he is a manager. He is a manager at Salt Corporation of Tamil Nadu. So totally blind. So like this, and cash prizes when they won, when they received cash prizes from ministers, recognitions, and they are invited to give commentary, expert commentary in their TV channels. They were taken on processions. So these have been a very proud moments, but more should happen. We should not lobby, we should not push governments and bodies to recognize them. They should automatically, it should become a policy. In few states like Orissa, it has become a policy, Haryana, it has become policy. So it should become a policy so that I don't know how long I will have this energy. I don't know how long my successors will continue to do this. Why we should plead? It should come by itself is what I want.
Yeah. And so what are the, for example, challenges in education, of course, and also in employment? I mean, see, you do so much for people who are interested in cricket, but what about people who want to do something else? How do you extend your support for them?
Yeah, Samarthanam is committed to overall development of an individual. We address the holistic need of a visually impaired. Samarthanam has a very structured education support system from schooling to college and university beyond. So we support primarily higher education because there are schools for the blind. Last year we supported more than 2,000 visually impaired to pursue their college and university education. Some we have hostels wherever Samarthanam is physically present, like in 19 cities like Bangalore, Chennai, Mysore, Hyderabad, Guntur, Mumbai, Pune, Kochi, Bhopal. So some of these places we have hostels where students can go from there. Otherwise, if they want to stay in college and university hostels, we take care of their fees. And we also provide accessible materials for them to study on their own. If they want braille books, we print and send braille books. If they want audio books, text to speech, we convert and send them. And if they want someone to write their exams, scribes, they dictate, we provide good scribes for them. And any such supports, talking to universities, administrative people, admissions are not easy. So a lot of accessibility issues are there. So accommodative issues are there. So our staff goes and counsels the management of the colleges, the students, teachers, and also their peers. So Samarthanam is committed to support the education because education is key for employment. Quality education has got them good jobs, and they are working in governments and many other institutions. And employment, when it comes to employment, without employment, all our efforts are in vain. So we know at the end of the day, they should become economically empowered, financially capable. So one, education, as I mentioned, up to college, postgraduate, PhD, IIT, IIMs, many have cracked CAT, they have passed out of B schools, IITs, and some even non-visually impaired, other disabled have also got into medical education. So Skilling is another big area where Samarthanam provides hands-on experience on computers, spoken English, and soft skills. This has helped them to get jobs. Samarthanam also organizes job fairs, large job fairs. So in the last 40 months, we must have organized more than 200 job fairs across India. Around 60,000 disabled participated, including visually impaired. More than 25,000 got jobs. But a lot of employers are sympathetic on visually impaired. But when it comes to giving jobs, they are very, very reluctant. So I would like to appeal and tell the employers, give them a chance, not because they are blind, they are skilled. Initially, they would take some time to adjust. Once they are adjusted, no looking back. They are very focused, they are very committed, and they are agile. Some of them can write as fast as any of you. They can comprehend very well using screen reading softwares. Their ability to write reply mails, compose certain documents, compile documents, they can do. Because one of the senior most editor, I think chief editor of Hindu, was visually impaired, Mr. Garelu Subramania. So like that, there are people who have reached places. So look at their abilities, look at their possibilities, look at their potentialities, not their disability. Look at their ability.
I would also like to touch upon a very important aspect, which is relationships. Now, blind people, do you think blind individuals face unique challenges in forming relationships, be it professional, romantic, platonic, with friends?
Yes and no, because it's all in you, same. But yes, blind has certain additional challenges because they wouldn't know, they can't be facially expressive, they can't see your eye to eye, and they can't move around, they can't give you a right, left. So certain disadvantages are there. But if you really want to, you can, is what I have learned. I never felt any challenges. If you are an introvert, whether you are blind or not, you don't get that support. So I have seen very romantic visually impaired. They have enjoyed their life. They have lived their fullest potentiality. Platonic, yes, you make very good friends. They have stayed throughout your life. I have been very, very blessed to have a lot of friends. And professionally also, it's all in you how you interact with your colleagues. If you are proactively talking to people, and if you are willing to participate in certain social occasions, if you stay by yourself, nobody talks to you. If you push yourself, if you talk, if you express, if you tell what your needs are, and you can also support, if you can extend that helping hand and provide that support, I don't think you will have a problem in all three dimensions in life: professional, platonic, and romantic life. So, but there are instances visually impaired feel that they are sidelined, neglected. Sometimes it is their feeling, sometimes it is fact also. Because you gel well amongst your friends. Say, for example, if I meet somebody, some Kannadiga in Delhi, along with Delhiites who are non-Kannadigas, I probably end up hanging more with that Kannadiga. So that is natural. So
Yeah.
I don't see any difference in it. But yes, blind has certain challenges. They can overcome. And even society, people around them also should accommodate them among and consider them as a part of their group, take them along. See, because I went along with my classmates to movies, bunked classes, went to watch the cricket along with my friends when my class team was playing. I could have sat comfortably in the classroom telling that I can't see what they play, but I was going there to clap for my friends. So that's how you have to kind of push yourself, participate in every activity possible.
So, what's that one thing that sighted people don't realize about how blind people perceive, beauty, love, or connection?
Yeah, three informations I would like to share. One, blind cannot see, say they love to be felt, touch. So in normal world, touch has a different connotation.
Yeah.
Second one, you need to speak to them because they can't see. So speak to them as much as you can and allow them also to speak. And thirdly, ask them what they want, how they want to hold you, or you should hold them, what they need. So these are some few things. If you do it, it'll be heaven for visually impaired.
Yeah, well, I feel that these three things apply to everyone, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But it applies more to visually impaired.
You know, how do you navigate through cultural expectations, especially in India? I mean, you've touched upon this, but I feel that there is a lot of cultural expectation. You're talking about big cities, and I feel, as you said, people here are more empathetic. But what about, villages? What about people who don't have a smartphone? How would they navigate?
Very difficult, especially in the past. There were many unfortunate myths. You become blind because you did something wrong in your past janma, in your past birth. So it is a sharp curse. You have to pay for it. And there are instances I have heard blind people were treated worse than animals because animals can at least give you milk or something. They thought blind will be of no use, useless. So they were pushed to a corner and they were treated as objects of illness, bad omen, and also they were objects of begging. Some people have exploited that also.
Yes.
So more we talk about the positive side of visually impaired, more difference you bring in the society. And coming to the navigation, what Samarthanam is committed is providing these devices to people who can't afford to buy. And we also advocate for three things. Making these devices accessible, affordable, and available. So we speak to governments, we speak to corporates, we request them to donate them liberally so that people with blindness can live independently, they can navigate their life, they can move around, they can do what they want, they can listen to the news, information, they can communicate. So communication is very, very key for anybody for that matter, and it is more so for blind. So my Guruji, Swami Nirbananda Saraswati, always tells, if any blind has failed, it is not because of his blindness or her blindness. It is because of the societal system and the support system, and also by the blind himself or herself. If they don't want to come up in life, it is their problem. Otherwise, blindness is not at all a problem.
You know, you were very blessed to have very supportive parents. Also, it could be because they are very strong and the people around them were also very supportive. But unfortunately, that's not the case with many blind children, where, even if the parents really want to support them, the society makes them feel really bad. So what is that one advice for parents and society as well?
Yeah, don't isolate them. Allow them to be a part of the society, allow them to socialize in every possible opportunity, occasion, and allow them to mix with their peers, with their family, with their siblings. Treat them like any other human beings and look at the possibilities. Each individual is unique. Some visually impaired may be very good in music.
Yeah.
They might, because their listening skills are so good because they have to focus. They can exactly imitate. So Samarthanam has a beautiful music college, SIMPA, Samarthanam Institute of Music and Performing Arts. So we can promote their skills in music and dance. Though dance is a visual art, there are many totally blind who have been very good dancers.
Yeah.
Very good instrumental players.
Yeah.
So like that, we need to identify their talent and give them the direction. Identify institutions who can support their needs, who can support their talent, so that they can pursue that as their profession. So there are now many IAS officers with visual impairment.
Wow.
I'm sure you know there is a lady, Binu. She's a IFS officer. So like that, there are many accomplished people. There are some reservations also. Okay, reservations are there to get, but focus on the merit. Give them opportunity to excel in their skills, excel in their interests. Allow them to explore different opportunities, so they can definitely succeed. Could be sports, could be education, could be entrepreneurship, could be arts and performing, music. So every area there is a potentiality. Every area there is opportunity to take that as a profession. So my advice to my friends, parents of people with blindness, and society, at least each one of you help one blind, so that every visually impaired will live their fullest life, enjoy their life. They need not worry about heaven. This is heaven.
I completely agree. You were talking about driving cars, and I wanted to ask you then. So, blind people are not allowed to drive in India?
Yes, blind people are not allowed to drive, even anywhere. But in the US, there are some instances they have they have experimented. So it is going to be definitely difficult with the pace vehicles go. So now a lot of driverless cars are coming in the West. They have already experimented in, not experimented, already available in Bay Area and other places. I want to experience when I go next time, though I was scared.
Yeah.
But but I experienced auto driving. I was sitting next to my few friends in US. They were putting both their hands on my shoulder and left the car to go on its own. So it was a fantastic experience. It was increasing its speed, it was taking its turn, stopping at signals. Everything it did by itself. I was amazed. Elon Musk and many innovators. What an innovation. Where are we going now? So these innovations would definitely enhance the quality of life of blind people.
I also wanted to ask about children. You know, children are very innocent, but children can be very cruel as well. You know, they can be bullies. And be it blind, be it sighted, be it deaf, it doesn't matter. You know, in school, children get bullied by fellow children, right? And I don't know, have you heard of instances where somebody got bullied? Or one advice to children specifically to be more compassionate and less of a bully.
Yes. Yeah, I have personally never experienced this because I always had a lot of good children friends when I was a kid. In the school, they were all very helpful. But I have heard many instances. As you said, children are very crazy. They bully, they throw stones, they enjoy if blind fall somewhere, get hurt. All that I have heard. But my piece of advice to children are amazing creatures. They are the best part of human life. So kids, please show compassion, show love, show affection on those children who have certain disadvantages. Could be blind, could be deaf, could be mentally challenged, physically challenged. If someone needs to be pushed on a wheelchair, children have done that. So those who have not done, please do that. You will experience the immense joy, immense happiness. And parents, please, I request every parent to tell your kids to be very compassionate on certain disadvantaged children. Not only disabled, some kids are not very good in studies. Some kids are not very healthy. So such kids also needs to be looked after. Such children who have certain disadvantages need support. And there can be mutual also. Disadvantaged children have certain advantages. They should also share it to others. So it has to be mutual give and take is what I feel.
I also wanted to touch upon marriage, for example. You know, we come from a land of arranged marriages. And parents play a very important role, even today, which is good and bad. I mean, it depends. Um, what about blind people, for example? I know every case is different, but are there any expectations that a blind person has to marry a blind person, or people try to really negotiate when it comes to marriages?
Yeah, very valid question, very interesting question. I have personally experienced through too many marriages which we have facilitated. Yes, blind boys, men normally get to have a very good wives. Some of them blind themselves or sighted girls. But the most challenging and the hardest fact is it is very difficult for visually impaired girls to get alliances. The societal expectations, the family expectations are very different, and the expectation from the male is very high. Though I completely disagree with their expectations, visually impaired girls are equally capable. They have really contributed in upbringing the children, upkeeping of the houses, cooking, everything they have done. Unfortunately, as I said, there are a lot of challenges for blind girls to get married. And when it comes to arranged love marriages, both happens. And institutions like Samarthanam play a very vital part in either finding spouses or they themselves find here. So social platforms, socialization and institutions play a very significant role when it comes to marriage. And unfortunately, sorry to say, some of the families, siblings, they don't think about the needs of blind people, whether it is male, female. And unfortunately, in our undivided Hindu families, because of the family assets and all, some of the greedy siblings, they kill the aspirations, they kill the needs of blind, especially girls and even boys also. So there are a lot of challenges they go through, and many marriages doesn't last long, especially sighted male marrying a blind female have many challenges than a sighted girl marrying a blind boy. So Samarthanam must have facilitated at least a couple of hundred marriages, few visually impaired couples, but even both blind man marrying a girl, sighted girl, and sighted girl marrying a visually impaired man. We openly talk about it. We call parents, we call families, we counsel them, we convince them. It's not easy. Sometimes we have to go against the will of the family, make them accept later. So we have done everything possible, Aavriti.
It can be quite unfortunate and sad.
Yeah, and all of them, most of them are leading a very happy, healthy life. Very good family. They have children. Children have started working now. So everything is possible.
What about, finding a house to rent, for example? I'm just wondering. I mean, do you think there are biases?
Absolutely, there are huge biases because they don't know the capabilities of blind people's paying capacity. So on a lighter sense, this gentleman called Shailendar, he tells, if blind person gets a job, he will employ two more, because if they are in a good position, they would need driver, they would need servants. So when it comes to renting, the owners are very skeptical. They have a lot of inhibition. How they would keep the house? Will they give the rent? If they don't give rent tomorrow, can I evict them? So keeping all these presumptions, assumptions, they are very reluctant. But Samarthanam as an organization, we sometimes have to give guarantee that If they don't pay rent, we are here. And in Bangalore, owners take 10 months of monthly rent advance. So they are safe that way. But definitely there are challenges. And houses are not accessible. Houses are not built as per the need of visually impaired. But they adjust. I've seen a lot of our people have adjusted to the most inaccessible houses.
So, how do we change this? What do we do? I mean, housing is a basic necessity.
So yeah, some of our thoughts. One is, more we talk like this, more we talk in common functions, public functions, forums for us. So that is one way of building awareness about the positive side of visually impaired. And second most important aspect, as I always talk to my people, we need to set up a community living dwellings so that you build certain houses to suit the need of visually impaired, and other surrounding houses should be for sighted, so that they support each other. And a lot of them are capable of buying now because of their good jobs, because of their education, and some families also can support. So it is important. Each city has to build certain houses for visually challenged. Though there are reservation in allotments and all, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. So we, as a responsible organization which has a reach, I think we should walk few extra miles, make sure this support is made available for blind people to avail a very affordable, good housing support system.
Actually, that reminds me of one of my experiences which I had completely forgotten and I just remembered. Uh, Again, the story is from England. I went to meet a friend of mine in one of the hostels in the accommodation, and she was on the second floor, and by mistake I had just walked into an apartment, I mean the room, in the ground floor. Now the door was open. I went in and I saw two, three dogs. It was an apartment, student apartment. Two, three dogs. And I was really amazed because we weren't allowed to keep pets, right?
Yeah.
And I thought somebody's just sneaked in these dogs inside the car. And I found it very amusing. And then I saw that those dogs were the companions of blind students. And but I was amazed because the room was given on the ground floor next to just the exit door. And can we imagine something like that for India as well, for students?
Yeah, we always advocate for it, especially when we admit physically disabled children, blind students to colleges and all. Can you shift their classrooms to the ground floor so that maneuvering will be comfortable? Sensitivity in some of these Western countries is very, very high, especially guide dogs and companions of pet dogs and all is very, very prevalent. In India also, I rarely hear some of the visually impaired do have pets in their homes. And but in a way, in India support system, I feel very good because thanks to strong family bond we have, you always have someone to look after you, be with you, talk to you. But now, unfortunately, the urban migration, nuclear families, this is fast eroding. So we are also kind of heading towards the Western system. So slowly, I think having pets and guide dogs would come in coming days.
And what is that one advice that you would like to give to your younger self, to the younger generation, or anyone who's watching this show?
Encourage, support blind cricket. Follow our social media, both Cricket for the Blind, blindcricket.in is our website, and Samarthanam. Samarthanam does many activities. Join your hands in whatever way you can. Extend your helping hands rather than your praying lips, as our Mother Teresa said. So helping hands are better than praying lips. So join hands. Let us make this world equal for everybody, people who need help. So enjoy what you give. That gives you infinite happiness. So let us make this world a place to live.
It has been an absolute honor to have you with us today. Your journey, your vision, your unwavering commitment to breaking barriers have left us inspired beyond words. Thank you so much for sharing your story, your wisdom, and heart with us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Aavriti. Appreciate your sensitivity and compassion towards people with visual impairment. So I would like to thank you and your team. I wish this initiative take the positive aspects across, and may everyone get inspired by the initiatives what you have undertaken and contribute their might to improve the standard of life of people with visual impairment and also others. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaste, sir.